The tradition of having a long time in between each one of these episodes continues. I mean, it's not that bad. After all, the episodes tend to be very long on their own, right? Right? And I do like the touch of adding each one of the pets you unlock somewhere into Homestead. It does make me happy to know that Chunky is out doing a little bit of window shopping, even though I'm not using him right now. Anyway, hey, Satoshi, how you doing? Looks like somebody finally came out of their room, or however the phrase usually goes. Yeah, I did like New Area. I mean, I got a lot out of it by doing the chests, although I would have liked to seen, a decent amount of side quests for there. Usually the way I get the most out of each one of the zones is fighting mini-bosses or, searching around for stuff related to that. Still might happen because there are diegetic updates that get made to the game. So maybe at some point in time there will be a new patch for CrossWorlds that comes out that throws in a few NPCs here and there. There's still those pillars, so suppose it might happen. Oh, yeah, I bet. I've literally seen a small child pick up Leia and throw her a pretty sizable distance. Let me know how that plan goes. Though maybe they're planning to do it more through internet means. I mean, hey, you got all day, every day to be able to do stuff. And I know Satoshi has a pretty big computer. Hackerman, I'm in. Yeah, somehow I'm not surprised there. It is, this is a casual game, as I keep saying. It's like people don't really hold grudges or, duel each other over this sort of stuff. Well, except for Apollo, but that's kind of a different case. I mean, besides, everybody's kind of stuck here regardless. That duck's still just going around, eh? Oh, I'm sure there were plenty. I mean, actually, it's hard to say because, it's the sort of thing where it's like, I just assumed that he was the only one working here. After all, it's like, well, minus blackmailing a few employees here and there. But I suppose it's also not too difficult to, just go grab a few students and get them to do whatever he needs them to. Yeah, just look, man. I've been in school before. I know the deal. Yeah, speaking of side quests, though, I do think I'm probably going to be doing quite a bit more side quests this episode, just because it is otherwise going to largely be some cutscenes from what I've seen. Didn't play too much into it, but I was wondering if I was going to be going immediately to the final super dungeon for CrossWorlds, or if it was going to be, something a little bit different. Latter seems to be the case. And that seemed to be his specialty, certainly. And that should end off this day. Yes, but first, it's been a little while since I've been over to the cargo ship, so why not? Not quite going to bed just yet. It does not seem like it was too hard to be able to do that. Like, you're already 90% of the way there with the CrossCode already being embedded into the VR helmets. And he did not seem to care too much about the implications of creating a copy of a living person. Let's get over to that ship. So just like anybody that worked for him was probably going to have like some sort of avatar created. Yeah, yeah. I was saying in the first episode that, like, I would be surprised if the Vermilion Wasteland even still existed at this point. I can see why you'd want to do this. Yeah. It's true, it's what he would have wanted. Although, I'll be honest, it was more of a, like, set piece battle than something truly challenging, all things considered. Still was able to beat it on the first try because of that. It's a fairly lengthy fight. Yeah, it is what he would have wanted. Would he have wanted me to refight the snail or something? Yeah, I don't know. I haven't really done too much else with the arena stuff, though. Maybe it would be interesting to check it out. Certainly, I also wouldn't be opposed to giving another try against the final boss, because it was pretty messy the first time. Oh, well, they put in the glitch character without really thinking about it too much, now did they? I mean, again, in secret, but still. Yeah, what was that thing actually called? I don't even remember. Also, I have not actually checked out, like, the new characters that exist in the DLC now. Do they have a... I'm just thinking about it right now. Do they even have a... Yeah, don't use this, that guy. Remember it having a very stupid name. Flamin', rockin'... probably way down at the bottom here, right? Okay, yeah. Go check out those ones a little bit later, I suppose. Find out the cool lore about the Kims. Cat. Oh, it's just... Well, even though I can hit above it, it doesn't actually exist in the world. Oh, well. Hey, how you doing? Talking about robots versus AI. I mean, you'd think that they would be two sides of the same coin. It wouldn't really be too much of a rivalry between the two, but here we are. Hey, finally. So swimming might be introduced soon enough. Maybe that's how they're going to get a little bit more content out of the archipelago. In reasonable water pressure, so, you know, like humans. Yeah, they sure did. Did nobody tell you about the whole thing? Like, you're an actual employee of this company. Oh. Man, I don't even remember this dude. Only the one. Yeah, I didn't do anything. It was actually another employee. So, yeah. I'll at least change his mind for this. Alright, could go around and just check in with each one of the crew members once again, but I think I should probably go up and actually see what we got going on for... What? Bridge, probably? For cutscenes here. That orange dude... Oh, yeah. Still got a little bit, Yeah, he got a little bit creative with his avatar, didn't he? No, they usually kind of look like grayed out people like you. Slightly different. You want to see an outlier? It's like, I still want the thing with the old Tails character kit to come up a little bit more. Even though I know that was a Kickstarter backer character quest line, whatever you want to say. It's just like it's still goofy enough that I don't know. So silly that like canonically somebody was here we are. That somebody was able to just hack in, you know, their Fox character into the game. Tails is the obvious choice for comparison because, you know, this being a remake of an inverted remake of Sonic Adventure 2. You know, whatever, you can recreate it like in seconds, literal seconds. Yep, getting a lot out of that animation. Yep, and I've been putting a bunch of like cats and seed plant things and annoying ducks in there. It's a lot of fun. The only thing I would ask is that you please give me more television stations to watch. Is this like I can't even tell if that's supposed to be like a meta real world reference as well as being and a successor? I don't know. Usually MMOs tend to stick around for a little bit longer than that. Like, it's technically Crossworlds is not even done yet. Yeah, thanks. Or maybe it'll just be like, oh, we got, you know, our sci-fi MMO at the same time we got the fantasy. And this is not really fantasy MMO, but you know what I'm saying. Still, though, it could also be one of those decisions like, well, we're just going to go give Crossworlds up to the Evatars instead. So, did I guess the twist without even realizing that it was a twist at the start of this, at the start of the DLC? Huh. How about that? I did not know. Like, you can even go roll back to the final stream that I did for the series. It's like I just assumed that Tron was supposed to be Sidwell the entire time. And here we are. Because, you know, it's like he was clearly somebody who was not afraid to be hands-on when it was required. And you technically don't have to look like yourself, because a lot of people do anyway. So, yeah, I can keep hanging out on the ship. Not really too much else to be done here. They don't put, like, game things on here, whether it's doing side quests or chests or anything like that, but I can continue to talk to some of the characters. Apparently everybody's going to get their own house, even though that is, like, literally a few dozen people. It depends. Wasn't there like a Final Fantasy XI that you could buy your own house, but they only had like limited space, so only certain people could actually get it before it was entirely full? Like it wasn't an actual instance thing? Of course, if it was instance, then that's pretty easy to implement into the game. Which, I mean, instance things do exist in here, after all. Well, you still have to build the actual physical... You just give everybody... You just make Homestead just one house, and then instance it specifically for each one of the characters. Easy. There, I solved your problem. I mean, what are you gonna do? You're currently on, like, a moon. There aren't, like, daily spaceships leaving or anything. Oh, is that what he is? I'm gonna have to look at his avatar next time. Because I didn't even think about, like, oh yeah, what class would Sergey even play if he got the chance? I would have expected mage. Why not? Oh, you're entering in the cross worlds, eh? Alright, my dude. You do know that they do have the technology to make brain copies of you, right? Right? I mean, they're not going to do it, but there have been problems in the past. Yeah, I see you brought a cat on board. Oh, right. Yeah. Oh. Well, that's that loose end wrapped up. Yeah. And that's why I was saying that he got used to the water. Well, yeah, I appeared all the way back in the Vermilion Wasteland. Apparently the one thing Gotham was able to bring with him when he moved in there. And he ain't around, so I guess it's good to know at least the cat's being taken care of. Have your own Chunky. Yes, to the new game. MMOs are expensive to create, especially when you need to actually create literal buildings and everything. But, like I was saying, I don't know if that's like a reference to Radical Fish going out and making a different game now that after the DLC, I do think CrossCode is finished, basically. I don't think they have any more plans for like more content past this point. Guys got to be on that grind. Just all of... There's so many little follow-ups to just completely pointless character arcs. Little miniature character arcs, like the person who always sat on the table, and this guy, and it just... it's funny to... I mean, I guess I do like the fact that the developers remember each one of the NPCs they create so much. Like, even the cat. The cat was just, like, a background, you know, object during some of the cutscenes that were in the... Well, actually, I guess I can just teleport out. A background object in some of the cutscenes in the Vermilion Wasteland, and we get closure on that, which is kind of silly. There's Monkey. Could go around and try and find each one of these things, but I suppose there is also the matter of, you know, kind of advancing the plot here, too. Again, I was not even trying to figure out this plot twist. I did not even think that that was a thing. Well, at least it's going to make figuring out the rest of the information about Sidwell pretty easy. Though I do have the feeling that Katron may have already figured out the truth himself. Mm-hmm. Yes. Why would he create an avatar of himself? I suppose it's like if you want an employee with the ultimate loyalty, just a brain copy of yourself would make sense. But still, considering how little he thinks of the avatars, it just seems like he wouldn't want to do that to himself. Or maybe that's why he didn't care. He was just planning to delete it a little bit later on. Either way, he's here right now. That's, pretty rough. That would also definitely explain why you have some pretty serious memory loss too. I can imagine that Sidwell would not want to have everything about himself able to be recalled just by talking to one person. As always, very casual game. No, we're not going to hold a grudge. You already established that at the very start of the episode. It's a fix for a lot of things, and especially a lot of the issues that have been coming up in the DLC so far. You might even be only one of many Evatars. It's never been established the amount that you could possibly create, and if you was just using them as employees, you might not even be the only one. Multiple brain copies like that would also be a very interesting thing to be bringing up at this point in time. Well, that was a lot of bombshells, but instead of going to sleep immediately, I think right now what I am going to do is maybe go... I mean, after all, there's not really too much else to be done in the game. It's not like I'm leaving this on a cliffhanger or anything. I am going to go around and actually start checking out some of the side quests here and there. Still so many to do that it's like... could just make it its own episode by itself. And with it already being almost nearly a half hour for just cutscenes, getting some amount of gameplay, I think, is not really a bad thing either. Eliminate the source of all Rookie Harbor. However, if you're not all that interested in watching some of that stuff, I'll also put a few timestamps in the description so you can just skip right to the next day and all that. Alright, that said, gotta actually go find the person here first before I do that. Yeah, here we are. Okay. I mean, last time, I don't know, did this like a shooter, like top-down shooter section. It was pretty rough, but you know, if maybe it's just going to be like a little bit more advanced this time, maybe it won't be too bad. Also, actually getting circuit points for things that aren't just purely the middle neutral thing for the whole like level up board, I think is going to actually be very useful. Okay, so it is going to be the same thing. Of course. It was already pretty rough last time. I'm sure it's not going to be getting any easier now. All right. That's fine, I suppose. Just got to... This might be the point in time to start switching over to post-commentary once again, but I already got one thing for that. The Cave of Ascension over in Bergen. It's like I'm going to try to at least go for a lot of live commentary stuff while what is this thing? What are you? That's nothing. I don't know. It's weird to see like random characters like that who never appeared anywhere else in the game suddenly coming in here again. Probably a Kickstarter thing, if I was going to take any sort of guess. Your battleship. It's a big rectangle. Don't flatter yourself on the design of this thing. Okay. Yes, of course. That's what I thought it was going to be. Mark with charge, and then I'm curious as to what electricity is going to be, maybe more than anything else. Well, actually, no, not yet. Do I want to go switch back to switch off of the Infinity Spiral Drill just to make sure that I am still getting a good amount of experience rather than literally nothing at all? It's probably a good idea. I should check around and see what I can't do for maybe finding some better non-experience destroying equipment too, just by using probably some of the flora pieces that I got back in the archipelago. Like 3, I'm sure, similar to last time. All right, this was not too easy. Not only do I have to protect the turret itself, I also have to make sure that I'm not getting hit. But maybe with enough, buffs and whatnot, it'll still work out well anyway. Omens have special effects. Let's see what the new ones are. Okay, yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking it was going to be. The whole splash damage, which seems pretty useful, all things considered. Now, on the other hand, Wave is Pierce. Oh, it also stuns them. Stop that. Probably a decent... Probably something that would be pretty decent to attempt to... Ah, come on. Okay, well, this is going to be a problem just by itself then, isn't it? Stop getting hit. Okay, well, as it is, I might have to go back and do this one again, it seems. Oh, man. Yeah, this is going to be, like, super not working out well. Missed 3 of 5. All right. Yep, no, let's just redo that one again. Because, I knew it was going to be pretty rough, and here we are. Okay, now can I just, like, take out some of these things? Yeah, there we go. The basic ones feel like they should be the sort that I should be... Some of the basic shots, if I'm not charging up stuff, yeah, should be something that I should really be focusing on more than anything else. Trying to get rid of these things, and then not worrying as much about, like, clearing out everything else. Because certainly it's like these things just really do take quite the beating, and I don't know if there's too much I can do about every single one of those. Here, how about this, then? Just getting both of those, I could see, with my own basic turret, will go a long way to having me not die. Oh, wait, was that it? Or are we now doing... Yes, okay, now we're doing the second half of this. All right, that was the test one, and I still nearly failed it, basically. Big enemy, you say. That does appear to be big. Here, how about this? Although, going for the mark might actually be the way I want to do this. How do I intercept this? You actually got to do, like, quite a bit of damage, I see. Come on. Oh, no, of course not. Anyway, here. Go for the charge shot against the actual... No, not that. And then do that. Please. Come on. Yes. Not only getting stuns, but also getting a lot of damage will be good. I'll take it. Oh man, this thing though is starting to really super not do well. So go for the 2 hits. Yeah. Oh, come on, I totally missed it too. Okay, that's okay though. It's like, hey, I would actually probably rather... Yep. Yeah, I would actually probably rather do the boss here rather than regular enemies anyway. Should stop letting my main cannon take a ton of damage, though. Hopefully at like a half health instead, what happens is that I do get some form of, you know... Oh great, now something else is happening. A heal from my major cannon is what I was going to say, but yeah. I guess that's not going to happen now, is it? Okay, good enough, good enough. Now the question is, why do I need to teleport over here? Oh, that's not going to be good at all. Nope. And it was not. Yeah, just do it. And I should just get right back to that same point again anyway. Okay, here we go. Still not, like, super great in terms of not taking as much damage as I want, but that's okay. As long as I make sure that I get rid of both that and that guy, I should be okay. Still am not entirely sure exactly the usage of the, well, I'll let it take an extra little bit of hit there, but that's okay. Yeah, two enemies at once should work out pretty well. Look, as long as the turret doesn't actually go down, it'll be fine. Then one more hit until I get a break, and that will be the ball game, basically. Now, go. Go, 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 go. There we go. Still not entirely sure what the point of having the teleporters around here would be, but that's okay. There. Good. Just a big, huge turret out in the middle of the ocean. I get it. Yeah, trust me, I'm not going to. And because I did actually switch this thing out, let's get rid of it so I don't lose all of my experience. Maybe I don't anyway, I don't know, but I'm also not going to risk it because I do think getting a couple extra levels here is going to be somewhat important. Just a hunch. I mean, after all, there are plenty of other quests that are for a higher level than I am even right now, so it's just going to be a good idea to make sure that, yeah, I'm prepared for them. As it is, though, still that's very difficult to kind of mess around with and get used to, protecting a bunch of things on screen at once like that. Well, protecting and attacking. All right, there we go. Also extra stuff for, of course, the ice part of the circuit. Anything that I would want. I got 2 here to spend. That's 3. Decreases the time to aim? Sure. Whatever. I can always just reset a lot of this stuff anyway. I've got like 2 for wave that I should use at some point in time. Yeah, melee hits. Okay, well, I can do that one later, though. Meantime, Basin Keep, I think, is kind of the next area to get a whole lot of the major quests done. Go follow up on the refrigerator quest that was going on there. Or the other one where I had to go beat up a whole bunch of super plants, which was kind of sort of an interesting usage where you actually used elements that they were strong against to break them and then use the ones they're weak against to take them out. They didn't really appear too much anywhere else in the game. Alright, same thing as before. Even more... What, really? The power plant? Oh, it is still... Well, outside the entrance of Basin Keep says to me that it's not going to be the exact same sort of thing of having to go around and find a bunch of disparate different enemies once again. The mini-boss was fun, but it's like the... Finding each one of the corrupted enemies was frustrating. Okay, I'm sure it's going to be like more or less the exact same thing that I've seen before. However, being in one area, yeah. So is it going to be like 5 of them at once or something? No, it's just kind of hanging out here, it looks like. Now, from what I remember, it's like, yeah, and then go right for the electricity again. Which that'll take them out. Well, if they didn't already unbreak so easily. Okay, okay, don't actually die here. At least not yet. Bring them in and then hit him with the big one. Ah! They're back on so quickly once again. Okay, there. That'll do it. Oh, it's one of those guys. That was an enemy that only ever appeared in the... Yeah, that was an enemy that only ever appeared in the dungeon, if I'm not wrong. Which is interesting to see. Get a little bit of health back here while also getting break. This didn't quite work out in that way. Nope, it is. What are you weak against right now? I just minus 100 against it. Okay. Because I remember, like, trying to remember exactly how you fight these guys. It's like a whole thing. It's danger to everyone. Yes, I know. Also, hey, how's it going? Yes, there we go. Ineffective. No, I missed it. I missed the dialogue. Put the rest. Okay. Do I have to like do something else? What are we doing here? Okay, well, that's interesting. Yeah, because the electricity one, even if I tried hitting it with that, and there was no guarantee that it would do anything, that just causes the ball to circle around the areas, if I remember right. Yes, what's up with that? So, where are we going? Aha, I knew it. I knew that we were going to get like some quests that are going to lead me back there anyway. I did not think that it would be starting completely elsewhere. Well, let's see if I can't find the character around here. I'm sure it's probably very near to the middle of the map or something, if I was going to take any sort of guess. Or close to one of the teleporters, because, you know, I know I'm looking for one of the for an NPC somewhere around here. The Island of Legend, they said, right? Is that here? Yeah, okay. So, I couldn't remember if that was just a like, idiomatic name or something for, like, hey, there's some island that they call that, or if that was actually the name of an area. Well, here we are. Will it finally lead me to finding the final coin? No, probably not. I think she's got as much of a matte finish as always, but you know. NPC dialogue is NPC dialogue. Yep, okay, so it is just like a combination of the previous 2 missions, eh? Alright, sure. Let's do it. Wasn't too difficult last time, but I'm sure that it's like dealing with some of these enemies. Maybe I should actually call in one of the party members. Though, as it is, considering what's been happening with the... starting out right away, eh? What's been happening with the general plot line. It's like, maybe just kind of keep them, you know, out of it for right now. Holy Christ, there are so many enemies here. What do I have for, like, good crowd clearing potential? This sort of thing? Yeah, like a little bit. And all I gotta do is just make sure that I notice when they're about to start attacking the NPC in particular. There we are. Please get just a couple heals out here. This will be good. See, she's already healing up quite a bit. So it's all cool. Oh, no, you don't. Yeah. That said, it's like the fish, as usual, are being quite troublesome just by themselves. Come on, take you out. Trying so hard not to... Yeah, what are you guys weak against? It's just ice. Okay, yeah. Oh, never mind that. It's actually slightly different than what I expected. Well, look, when I can take out the starfish. There. Oh, I was kind of hoping to get both of them there if I could. Just basically the same thing as last time. I mean, think of it like this. Keeping them all in one area like that is good for... It's just in general good for... Ah, no, I died? Come on. I don't have to do that entire thing again, do I? I do. Dang. Alright, it seems like just using ice to kind of freeze a lot of these enemies around here is been a pretty effective strategy so far. And I'm probably going to see... will continue in the future. Because it's just like, yeah, freezing enemies does mean that they are significantly easier to deal with. That said, still taking a lot of damage for the escort and all that. Oh boy, a lot of enemies getting killed. Nothing else. Those fish especially, being able to just kind of, you know, leave the general vicinity whenever they feel like it is not been the easiest thing to take care of. There we are. Nope, that should be easy to take care of them then too. No, don't worry, you're going to heal up after finishing up the whole inspection thing now. Now, in other words, otherwise, please give me some sort of, like, I don't even know. Focus? Sure. Yeesh. Pretty close to the end, but shouldn't be too much more to actually get rid of these fish if it's not going to be a million starfish at the same time, too. And it is. And here we are. Oh, well, that's okay. That's okay. To be honest, it's like this would probably be about the point in time to take out the ice again. Slowing down enemies sure does help. Now, get just a moderate increase to health, and that should be all I need. Oh, come on, come on. It's so close to getting it, too. There. There and there. Well, that almost wasn't enough to kill it. Weird. This is definitely the place. Okay, so. Oh, yeah, that was the remaining enemies. There, I did it! Hooray! As if we didn't already coming in here in the first place. Yes, good. I knew I was going to be getting like a lot of levels over the course of this now. Well, let's immediately switch right into ice again, and let's do it. Blobs, you say? Yep. It's blobs. Why the wave element? But strange. Now you did say that like so much of our weakening and pacifying them with the wave element. There we go. Okay, there. Now it looks like it's actually like doing it proper. Getting painful? Ah, it's fine. Unfortunately, not fine enough. Well, there's only a couple of them left here, so there we go. Tired. Tired means that now, yeah. Okay. Yeah, okay, so you need to hurt them enough for a time. And then you need to hurt them enough, and then it's followed by... What? That wasn't enough? Then you can pacify them. Alright, that was enough to kill them. Never mind. Whoops. Oh, well, it does seem like you get plenty of chances at this anyway. Okay, just got to weaken and then use the wave element. Ah! Not get hung up on the side of the thing. Nope, of course it doesn't. Not gonna be able to do anything here. Well, what ones are... Oh, she's gonna die before I'm even, able to do anything. Yeah, it'll... It's harder than it looks. Okay. Harder than it looks to try and escort at the same time that I am trying to realize if these things are weakened or what. There we are. Definitely going to cause quite a few of them to become available for harvesting. Furious again. What a way to put it. Man, these things are super powerful. Also, you're like asking me to fight 100 of them at the same time. And the whole elemental overload. And not making this easier either. Either or either. Okay, there's one. Okay, that should at least get one of, like one or two of them tired. And then can focus instead on getting you ready to go. There we are. Nope. Oh, great, I killed it. Killed the wrong one before I could even do it. Come on, just, like, one more. Okay. There. Now I can at least get 3 for right now, but it is also just, gonna have to wait to, for more to appear once again. Which is okay. I can do that. Okay, there's the one pacified, and then let's focus on getting all of the ones that... Just focus on getting all the ones that are about to attack, basically. And then... that should do it. Okay. From this point, then... Yes, there we go. Man, that was... Get ready for the rest. Done. Already done. Already completed. What a combination of things. All right, and then the final part where I can actually go fight the boss. Man, that was like a surprisingly rough combination of escort quests here. Usually it's as simple as kind of keeping them off the back of whoever you're following around, but here it was just like these things were relentless and they really do take a beating before going down. Well, it's done now, and that's probably going to be like the final super quest of anything to actually do escort-wise, I would think. Which is good. I mean, those are just like the total jabroni enemies that you find in the electric temple. Servitor, if I remember. Oh, great. Never mind. I guess we're doing another escort mission. I was thinking it was just going to be something that I throw on it. You know, like just huck a big ball of salt at the thing, but I guess not. Toxic ghosts. I mean, hey, Pokemon first generation, every one of the ghosts was also considered poison, which is what made them weak to Psychic, despite the fact they were supposed to be strong against them. They didn't have pure typing all the way back then. I think this is also something that I talked about at some point in time in the original playthrough of CrossCode that I did. Weird to think about. Hey, it's me again. Man, you just got those things repaired. Okay, so 100% into wave, it looks like. The whole inability for it to be hurt should be... It was not a fault of me not doing it right or whatever last time. Ah! He got dazed. Come on. Do it. Just do the thing. That'll work. Now then. Okay. What is this now? I guess I can just hit it. Oh, good. Get that mark on there and everything, too. All right, good. Already working out pretty well. Unfortunately, while the escortee's life is not doing too bad, my life ain't doing too great. I do have enough, though, that I can... One of the great things about using Wave, of course, is the fact that I can... Yeah. What happened to my mouse cursor? Weird. I can still heal up just by using the regular hits by itself. Which is exactly what I need. Building up steam, baby. But it's already done. There's the mark. There's third phase. Already almost at elemental overload again. Which is bad, but I'm making it happen. It works basically like Judgment back in... Oh boy. It works basically like Judgment back in Hyperlight Drifter. Just gotta watch out for it kind of wandering around in that way. Take out the ads. Easy. Yep. Cut that out. You two. Well. I'm gonna say you two. Now, please, for the love of God, I am so very close to winning this. It's been a while since I fought these guys. I'm sure it very much shows. That should, like, 90% do it, if not actually do it. There we go. Not too bad. Using Wave Element all the time and having something weak to Wave Element does provide you with a lot of healing. Thankfully, the phases were just like adding a few more of those laser shooters, and that was it. Of course. Let me go. I mean, I'm going to go get the reward right now. And then I guess I'm just going to call it an episode. I've already been doing this for an hour and a half here with the many, many failures that have been happening. So I think that's probably a good place to call it. I was sort of thinking that I was going to get done each one of the quests, but they're a lot meatier than you might expect. Or certainly than I expected. And just for old time's sake, let's get some trash. Yeah, that's the good stuff, baby. Infective unrest. Ah, you guys are terrible at that. All right. Wave points, emeralds, a lot of good stuff here. And also a level, maybe more importantly than anything else. It would be surprising, all right. Which would be surprising to not get that from that whole debacle. Anyway, yeah, I suppose I'll throw on the last quest that I did off-screen here, and then we'll go do a little bit more plotting, and then maybe check out some of the records. Back in Bergen for the final cave challenge. Maybe of any of the quests that have been introduced in the DLC, the one that I've been dreading the most. The previous cave challenges might not be the most difficult thing in the game, but they have been some of the most frustrating because it really plays around with the platforming of CrossCode rather than the combat. And although CrossCode does have good edge gravity, it's hard to fall off anything that you don't want to fall off. Between the ice that exists here and the time trial eventually, it's just frustrating. It's extremely frustrating. Well, anyway, at least it was not as bad as some of the other quests that I've been doing, which really ask you to use each one of the elements that you've had to their maximum effect, like the top-down shooter. But you still... That doesn't really mean that it's any less difficult to deal with some of the relentless volleys of knockback bullets that you're going to be encountering in here. Also, yes, Kratos. The man's name is Kratos. Because I wanted to go with that reference here. Or maybe it's not Kratos. Now it's Hasuk. Sure. Weird little glitch that appeared there out of nowhere. Maybe they got embarrassed by doing the God of War references and just decided to do something else right at the last minute there. Oh well. So first pass through, the one where you don't have any particular conditions on you, but it's... There's really only one part of this that is particularly frustrating, and even then it's not too bad, but you can notice, especially in some of the greater challenges, the timer in the corner and how long it's taken me, how much I've cut out that you don't have to watch me just completely fall into the briny abyss over and over and over. But yeah, same thing as usual. Those bullets don't really do damage. They just knock you back a lot, usually right off of whatever platform you're standing on. And then a little bit of wave usage. Yeah, it is at least using some of the new things that you've gotten since the end of the game, but not really to any great effect. It's just mostly teleporting around here. After all, not really being a combat area, it's a little bit more difficult to use, especially if they're not going to introduce some of the gimmicks that existed in the Gaia's Garden areas. You know, like the ability to have the wave ball that passes through walls or the electric one that goes around the edges. It's like the platforming is simple for obvious reasons. Yep. And here, it's like as soon as you know what you're doing, you can actually save a lot of time not walking places. Teleport points are very useful. That said, don't mess it up like I did several times right there. Just kind of waiting around for the wall to actually open up. As with a lot of things in this game, well, as with a lot of things in any sort of platformer, taking it fast is kind of the best option. Less bullets getting shot at you, less chances that you're going to fall off accidentally. Just keep the momentum up. Why not? And then final thing. Actually, they give you plenty opportunity to hit each one of the switches like almost immediately. But there is still a whole aspect of having to wait around afterwards. This is not really a point where you want to try and block anything. Just kind of moving back and forth is the better way to do it. Then threading that final needle, a little bit tricky, but not too tricky. Now the question is he back to being Monk Kratos? Yes. Maybe you just can't decide on a name. My destiny of going through this icy, horrible cave. But of course, that's not the end. It's never the end. 3 distinct missions, time trial, and then, like, some extra difficult version of it. Extra frosty is what they call it, but... Yep, and next time I might be finding exactly what those secrets are. If there really are much of anything. I don't know, it's not entirely clear. Weird that I get wave points for doing this. You'd think that I would get, I don't know, ice. But I suppose it doesn't always make sense. Oh, I know it's not. I've done this before. Yeah. Light gem for this. I'm not entirely sure what that is, but I'm sure that's going to be probably a reference to the Marvel movies, which have done the Infinity Gem saga, if I was going to take any guess and give them the rest of the game. I mean, after all, I am currently talking to an NPC named Kratos. But yeah, be on the lookout for more of those. Maybe that will be the thing to open up the MacGuffin coin pillars eventually. Alright. So as it turns out, only took me 2 tries to do this one. I was really worried about it, especially given how long it took me to get used to the one teleporter section the first time that I did it. But no, it wasn't too bad at all. I mean, I knew it was coming, so I was already kind of looking for what the various shortcuts might be in each one of these areas, and was able to figure it out pretty easily. Yeah, this part, I said that I was going to talk about it when it came up and then didn't. But like, yeah, this part here was probably the most frustrating. As you hit each one of the switches, the things start shooting at you faster, and if you're not being fast yourself, sticking around at any point in time for longer than you should, you're probably going to get hit off. But after you kind of figure it out, ain't too bad. Yeah, go as fast as possible, but you still do get a bullet to the face if you're not being careful. Thankfully, the way that a lot of those are lined up, you do have a pretty good chance of just getting hit right back on the ice anyway, so it's not too bad. Man, didn't even need like the full 2 minutes to be able to do this. It's like flawlessly doing everything first try here. Even when I got hit, I was able to recover almost instantaneously. Now, thread that needle. Thread that needle. Thread that... Oh, okay, come on. And there was the first time that I fell off when I was pretty much right at the end. But thankfully I saved so much time already that it didn't really make too much of a difference either way. Alright, patience, and... Still utterly failing. But there, fine. 146 is fine by me. It's enough to end the whole... to end that particular trial, and every one of the trials here. You activate guarding. As it is, you didn't really need to guard too much, so... would have actually probably been fine regardless. Alright, Extra Frosty Challenge throws in a whole bunch of these ice pillars. And that is annoying by itself, but if you're being very quick, aside from that one area where you have to wait around quite a bit, going to each one of the switches, it's not too bad at all. However, the waiting around area is made significantly more difficult when you can't just constantly teleport back and forth out of the way of each one of those bullets. But hey, I'm not actually on a time limit this time. It still does show me the time, which, like I said before, you might want to take a look at occasionally, as I am after I fall off. to see exactly how long it has taken since the first attempt. Yeah, I got hit off there. So anyway, that was like a good 5 minutes of me just messing around doing this over and over. It only gets worse from here. Well, not too much worse. I still hold that this was the most difficult part of these sections. You can see how I decided just eventually to stop teleporting backwards and just jump on the platforms. Because making sure that I have the right element out was becoming a little bit tricky. Just a little bit, but it was enough. Yeah, instead of manually walking here, it's like safer but slower, as you do. Yep. And not too much more to deal with this section, which was good, but man, just imagine seeing 5 minutes of just me falling off the edge over and over and over because I kept trying to get the teleporters to work for me in that previous part, and you'll get an idea of exactly what that looked like. Okay, and fell right off. But, you know, it was right at the edge anyway, so a minute and a half later, came right back to finish it up. Okay, nothing even different in this part, but that doesn't mean that I necessarily won't be failing it a few times here. Another minute later, and that will be the completion of the extra Frosty challenge. This one isn't even changed up, and it still took me about as long as doing that previous section to get it actually working for me. Just gotta get in between the bullets. Not even worried about guarding. Alright, and that is everything for Bergen, finally. Never found out what was in that mysterious closed-off house, but oh well, it was probably not all that interesting anyway. It's an old house. Okay, so that one done, which, oh boy. Right back home. Get some well-deserved rest, this time for real. Man, oh man. The quests here at the end game are getting pretty intense, aren't they? Oh, well, I'm just glad that I don't have to do things timed anymore, because that was always the thing that I was maybe worried about more than anything else when it came to these quests. Though trying to go after the whole top-down shooter was an entire thing by itself. Yes, I knew it was going to be something related to this woman once again. You know, it's so weird because there was a very similar scene that just happened in the recent episode of Persona 5. I don't even know what to think. With the, it's not so much that I'm not a fan of ice cream. What a weird coincidence. Oh, hey, if it ain't Shadow the Hedgehog, Shizuka the Hedgehog. I knew that she was going to be appearing somewhere here. I mean, why wouldn't she? But you know. Hi. And the hugging again. No, I think that's fair. Also, I've kind of been asleep for 7 months, so you didn't really miss too much anyway. Except for all of the many things that you just missed. Hey, we got a brain copy of the guy that caused this whole debacle in the first place here. Yeah. Still can't figure out how to use the kitchen. Oh, whatever. I mean, I didn't even see this part. I just knew that there was going to be another cutscene here, so I guess this would have actually been a better place to go and do the side quest. Oh, whatever. It was also the end of the chapter. Oh, okay, fine. Maybe this would have been a better place to check out. I just saw that Shizuko's back, and I'm like, oh, I want to save this for the episode, and here we are. I don't know. It's like after like the big revelations and everything, that I thought that they were going to be launching into another pretty big cutscene, but yeah. Maybe we still are. What a nerd. Of course. I mean, it's like, what else? Oh. Well, that's a problem. Again. I made it. Does he even, like, have a class? He would be like a super administrator. I'm making a second game right now. Of the super dungeon, I mean, there have been people literally hanging out in front of it, waiting for it to happen for a while now. Yep. And that's what I was expecting for this episode, but wasn't quite there just yet. And there we go. Uh-huh. Literal seconds ago, but yes. Yeah, one would say that I'm pretty close with the game. Run the dungeon together. It's like, we're doing races before, but considering the characters that exist in the game, it's like I don't really think I can compete with a character like Lynn when it comes to doing it in time. Wait, are you guys loud in here? No, it's not very long if you just rush through it. Don't even worry. How do you even... Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. It's like... Why even bother in the first place? Alright, but I will save that one for the next episode. In the meantime, let's check out some of the records. Still got quite a few, still like checking out each one of the new things that have been showing up here. I mean, I don't really have too much in terms of the, like, new lore or anything like that in the game. One of the new things that appeared was now a captain's report, sort of supplementary to the strange logs that have been appearing. Saw them all the way back in like the first time that I saw the library area of Homestead, which we found out from here that it's like apparently the Raritan Jewel, as this moon is called, or Raritan Gem, whatever it's called, it might have been inhabited by another. Well, at least there's proof of alien life out there, which is strange once again that these are appearing in the game. But whatever. Let's see. Not nearly as lengthy as some of the previous ones, though. Ship inside is, I mean, it like might be another, it might be alien ship or something like that. There's still 2 more reports to check out, but I'll be looking around for the various books that exist later. As it is, Botanics, got everything 100% completed for this. No Omega keen sprouts or coral bulbs. Kind of disappointing. I liked trying to go around and find those things, even though they were more or less just another glorified chest. It's still fun. Collecting each one of those and all that. Why do I keep going in there? Because I'm looking at trophies. Doesn't even matter. I'm not really focusing on getting all the cool Chivos. I am, but it's fine. That was a lie. I just lied to you right now. I love getting cool Chivos. Gastropolis. That'll be the one for the Vermilion Dungeon cup, which was certainly an interesting one at the time. Probably would be actually doing it as a real fight. Aquino Ignis. Huge proportions of them, more like. Yeah, I know, like every other creature that exists in this world. Same thing with each one of the Fulgur, Fluctus, Nyx, I don't know. I assume that that's probably just some sort of reference. Like, look, I've seen Ignis before, and like Fulgur. It's like this is just all references to the various elements that they are a part of. Balloonier, who these ones sure have been frustrating to fight as of recent. Cold-based attacks and just a lot of health, really. I'm just glad that like none of the Kims appeared, because those ones have been some more difficult to fight, even compared to the Ballooniers. Unique trans. I mean, it's like you give me these reports here when I have to beat up several of them to even get that in the first place. And then we get the cool lightning turtle men, as you do. Level 71, man, no wonder they're so tough. Great listeners. Do they even have a mouth? I suppose it could ignore you anyway, so kind of a pointless observation regardless. But I know, right? Pointless observations here. What is this thing? Oh, right, that was the chickens. And nothing new for mechanical stuff? I guess everything that I fought before during the quest line is all stuff that I've seen already. RNG. Still kind of surprising that I never really saw many more of these guys. They're fun. Like what? I don't get the messages on like the. I don't get messages on like each one of the characters I fought during the side quests. That's kind of disappointing. Usually you do, because like, yeah, like Don't Use This, for example, is not a real boss. Twilight Master. The one time that I actually used the whole ability to parry to good effect. Finally, I know. But yeah, I was kind of expecting like a little bit more than that to be appearing here. But as it is, I suppose that's all the new stuff for now. Oh, there's Toxavolt. There, at least we got like one thing appearing. If I just look by level real quick. Activate but further empowered. The negative feelings. Yeah, we're going into that apparently in terms of plot line stuff now. Anything else like Robot? No, that's about the same as always. Well, I guess that's the only new one. Oh well. Next time, I'm going to be checking out the final dungeon, which I'm promised is going to be like the biggest one in the entire game.